Are you looking for the best backpacking stoves? In this video, we will look at some of the 6 best backpacking stoves on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Soto Windmaster. From the first time we fired up the Soto Windmaster, we were surprised by its respectable performance across all metrics. The piezoelectric igniter works almost every time, a rarity among auto-igniters. The 4 flex pot supports provide generous stability for pans of all sizes. Even burly 2-liter pots won't threaten the stove's stability on flat ground. The Windmaster produces a smoldering blue flame that boils water quickly and lends to above-average fuel efficiency. However, the most noteworthy feature of this stove is its impressive wind resistance. In an 8 to 10 miles per hour breeze, this thing stays lit and can even boil water. Our testing team concluded, while the Windmaster is a fairly light option, we particularly loved its versatility. It's excellent for anything from simmering to boiling water. This backpacking stove performs so well that we have very few gripes about it. That being said, the high-octane flame comes at the expense of your peace. This stove is a little loud, though certainly not the loudest in this review. The Windmaster is also not the most compact of the stoves we tested. Consider an option like the compact and featherweight JetBoil stash if needing something to just boil water. If needing a bit more versatility, consider the smaller sibling to the Windmaster, the Soto Amicus. Our main testers shared their primary complaint. The pot supports are not permanently attached to the stove and can be finicky to put back on if they fall off. Outside of these considerations, the Soto Windmaster is a truly top-notch stove for shoppers needing a model that can handle anything your backcountry trip culinarily demands. Number 2. Soto Amicus. The Soto Amicus boasts excellent scores across several metrics while still being very affordable. Our gear testing team shared, for such a lightweight stove, we figured it was only good for boiling water, but we were surprised by its ability to simmer. While much of the lightweight stove market is only ideal for water boiling, the Amicus can actually be used to cook real meals with a bit of practice. This stove is also fairly fuel efficient and is compact enough that you won't notice it in your pack. The piezoelectric igniter also worked most of the time to light the stove, and the recessed burner ensures that it performs well in variable weather. While we loved its low weight, there are even lighter options like the JetBoil stash if you only need a stove to boil water. The Amicus doesn't have the largest pot stabilizers, so we'd recommend using pots or pans on the smaller side. If you do need something that can handle larger kitchenware, consider the Soto Windmaster, which is the bigger sibling to the Amicus. Our head stove tester also commented, the Amicus doesn't include a pot or lid, so budget shoppers will still need to shell out some extra money to get a complete stove system. Besides a few setbacks, the Soto Amicus belongs in your cart if you need something light and capable without breaking the bank. Number 3. BRS 3000T. We had low expectations for the BRS 3000T due to its low price. Straight out of the box, we were shocked by its size. This is tiny, and it weighs next to nothing. It can fit comfortably in any ultralight hiker's 375 milliliters titanium cup. Despite the diminutive size, this stove sports a wire valve that's easy to use and provides nice low-end flame control for simmering. The pot supports are also sturdier than they appear. They held a 1.7-liter stainless steel kettle with a liter of water without any issues. Our crew of gear experts concluded, at a price several times less than the competition, many shoppers will be happy with what the BRS offers. Several consumer reviews mention a durability problem with melting pot supports. Though we haven't personally experienced this issue, we acknowledge that high-end quality control can't be expected when a product is significantly less expensive than the competition. While the BRS has good flame control, the burner head is tiny, so be attentive to avoid burning rice and beans or scorching the bottom of your pot. It also does not perform well in the wind, cold, or higher elevations and lacks a piezo igniter. Truth be told, this budget stove really isn't great for cooking anything more complicated than a freeze-dried meal, oatmeal, or coffee. As our testers shared, many backpackers are just needing something that can boil water, and for that, this thing does the job. However, this little stove will save weight, space, and cash for ultralight solo backpacking trips in temperate climates. If you don't mind a few more ounces, The Primus Essential Trail could be a good option for a few bucks more. It's more fuel efficient but 5 times heavier. Number 4. MSR PocketRocket Deluxe. There might be lighter weight stoves on the market, but the MSR PocketRocket Deluxe strikes the best balance between a high-performing stove with excellent simmer control, fast boil times, and an ultralight option for gram-counting aficionados. The large regulator knob is easy to use with or without gloves, and it fits well in most pots with a small fuel canister. One of our stove experts commented, "This model finds an incredibly rare balance of size, weight, and performance." The piezo igniter is somewhat inconsistent on the PocketRocket Deluxe. Our reviewers found that it worked most of the time but would occasionally experience low functionality, as they shared. "We appreciated that MSR included an igniter, but we were glad to have our lighter with us." This stove also has fairly average fuel efficiency, likely due to having high output burners. This means the stove will boil water quickly in various conditions but might burn through more canisters. For a more fuel-efficient option with a reliable piezo igniter, we love the Soto Windmaster. All told though, the MSR PocketRocket Deluxe is a great option for backpacking when you want a lightweight stove but don't want to compromise on durability, boil speed, quality design, and simmering ability. Number 5. JetBoil MiniMo. The JetBoil MiniMo is our favorite integrated canister stove. JetBoil stoves have always included a confidence-inspiring burner-to-pot connection, and that's true here. Previously, piezoelectric igniters were a known failure point. However, our testers used the igniter hundreds of times with no issues on this model. The main improvement with the MO is a redesigned burner that boils quickly and more efficiently than other models. In our review, this one is the best at simmering among the integrated canister stoves, owing to greater fuel valve control. The short and squat profile of the pot makes it easier to avoid scorching your meals and lends stability to the design. Our gear team concluded, you can actually, for once, use an integrated canister stove to make a real meal, not just boil water. The MiniMo stays lit and boils water at wind speeds that would have most backpackers hiding in their tents. That said, gustier winds will blow the stove out if you don't shield it, as one of our testers shared. We had a tough time trusting the MiniMo in intense winds since the flame could get blown out quickly, and the integrated pot can make it a bit harder to keep an eye on the flame. It is also a bit heavy for a backpacking stove. Nevertheless, we recommend the MiniMo for hikers and backpackers who also have alpine climbing or big wall plans, and who have practiced protecting a stove from the wind. The JetBoil Flash is a little cheaper, but overall, we prefer the performance of the wider, squat pot design of the MiniMo. Number 6. MSR Whisperlite Universal. The MSR Whisperlite Universal takes the classic Whisperlite of liquid fuel fame and updates it for the modern wilderness traveler. Liquid fuel stoves are known for field repairability, durability, and the ability to cook bigger meals. The Universal ticks each of these boxes with the benefit of being equipped to work with isobutane canisters, kerosene, and auto fuel. We tested its fuel efficiency and boil time with a fuel canister and found it to have respectable fuel efficiency, even if it had slightly slower boil times. Most American backpackers are shifting to canister stoves because of their lighter weight and ease of use. However, if you seek a nimble stove ideal for traveling outside the US, this stove's multi-fuel versatility and bomb-proof design could be an ideal match. As one of our testers put it, the Whisperlite is a tried-and-true option for expeditions as a well-established white gas stove that can be repaired in the field. Preparing anything more than simple meals still requires practice and savvy when running the Whisperlite Universal on liquid fuels. As our testing team recommended, the Whisperlite has a much more substantial learning curve than ISO propane stoves, so make sure to practice working the stove before your first trip. This stove ranked in the middle of the pack in our boiling tests, both with and without wind. Still, for serious snow melting, backcountry trips involving groups, or crossing multiple international borders, the Whisperlite Universal is our first choice for a liquid fuel stove and has been for years.